Well, has this battle in the strike in FTII now become hugely politicized, and how does that impact the striking students? And what about the arguments that Rahul Gandhi made on the saffronization of institutions? Joining us on the program tonight, Professor Rakesh Sinha of the RSS in the studio with us, Saeed Mirza, filmmaker and former chairperson of the FTII, Shaina NC, spokesperson of the BJP, Khushbu Sundar, spokesperson of the Congress, joins us tonight, and we'll start with our student representative from the Student Council of the FTII, Yashasvi Mishra. Yashasvi, let me ask you, until now, we've seen a 50-day strike by the students who have been saying that they didn't agree with the credentials of Gajendra Chauhan. But do you believe that by having Rahul Gandhi getting involved in your agitation, lending support to your agitation, it's obviously now become politicized? Does that help you or harm you? Because now the entire agitation and the entire issue is a very political one.
Yeah, Nidhi, to put things on record very clearly, we've written 5 different letters to the ministry requesting them to speak to us. The ministry did not speak to us. Till date, the students, whenever they said that these members are not capable, we have furnished facts like a court judgment to prove our point. The government till date did not come out and tell us how the government sees that they are capable people. It is their prerogative, but they need to explain that. They have not done that. Now, when they refuse to talk to us, a parliament is a place where, Nidhi, you or I cannot go and speak and raise questions. It is only members of parliaments who go there and raise questions. Now, if I want a certain important issue, which is very, very important to the nation, to be discussed in the parliament, it's very important that these members of parliaments have the entire information with them. So we wrote letters to representatives across party lines. Now, we have sent letters to Mr. Shatrughan Sinha also, Mr. Vinod Khanna also, because Mr. Prakash Javadekar also. Tomorrow, if they come, we welcome them also. Now, these members of parliament, they need to know what exactly is the ground reality.
So you're saying your invitation, your letter was not specific to Rahul Gandhi, that your intent was not to make it a Congress-BJP battle, but you realize that that is what it's now going to turn into.
No, my point to you is talking to a member of parliament and educating him about the issue on the ground, is that politicizing? Because I do not see another way to perhaps get inside the parliament and raise a certain important issue. So Mr. Gandhi came here, he wanted clarity on what the ground realities are and what the issue is. In the discussions were very informal, he did not take any names, he wanted to know the kind of filmmakers we like, the kind of films we watch, and understand our perspective. And my question to you is, if we have members of parliament there in the parliament, if they want to know more about the issue and we see that the government is not talking to us, is informing them or talking to them politicizing it?
Okay,
that's question number one.
Let me take the point that you make to Shaina. Let me take the point that you make to Shaina. Shaina, the point Yashasvi makes is that they wrote letters to MPs across the board. They wrote to Mr. Javadekar, Shatrughan Sinha, Vinod Khanna, so representatives of the BJP as well. It is Rahul Gandhi who responded and who decided to come, and they need attention for their cause, and from their point of view, that is understandable. Therefore, is it fair to, in a sense, blame them for politicizing this issue?
Nidhi, first let's get the facts in place. The INB minister himself and the Information Broadcasting Ministry flew down the students to Delhi to discuss the issues. The core issues being infrastructure of the institute, more funding so that they would be getting the best faculty from world over, better upgradation, autonomy, etc. These are the core issues that should have bothered the students to start with. There was a 45-minute meeting with Mr. Arun Jaitley. Post that, I have coordinated also with the students, refused to come and sit across the table and discuss and air their differences with Gajendra Chauhan and Mr. Rathore. This kind of one-way dialogue is a misrepresentation of facts. Please understand that the INB ministry is entitled to have the choice of their person for an administrative job as chairman. That is not the job of the teachers or the faculty. The faculty and teachers would be independent of this. Now, when we have gone to school, did any of us question that, we feel our principal is not very well qualified and we want another principal, and we are okay with the teachers teaching us and we are okay with the extracurricular activities? This is the most bizarre argument. 50 days down, the students continue to strike like this. rather than sitting across the table and saying that these are our areas, we would be happy to accommodate on some and we would be happy to let go on some, they have arrived at a judgment on a person who is a part of the television and film fraternity. They have attached all kinds of signs to say that, oh, this is RSS mediocrity. I don't even know where this terminology has come up from. I think that we as the government are entitled to have our viewpoint that the students can agitate if he has not performed as chairman or if the institute is not getting its due.
Shaina,
but
I
when the
think
government is willing to do all of that,
students, they
we
also,
cannot just be bowed down.
As students, they also have a right to protest.
50 days, Rahul Gandhi going there for a photo op. What solution is he solving?
All right, Syed
Has
Mirza,
he stalled the strike? Has the
okay, so
students
let me ask
assured
Mr. Mirza
Rahul
that
Gandhi
question.
that they're stalling the strike?
Mr. Mirza, was this just a photo op by Rahul Gandhi, or do you believe that Rahul Gandhi's visit and support to the striking students has made a difference that helps the students in any way, or does it just make their cause more muddled now that it's become so politicized?
I hope this is not reduced into a BJP Congress war. I'm not interested. But I think I would like to say something that Shaina said earlier, that the chairman of the board is not administrative. It's not quite true. I was the last chairman of the board, and I think it's very important to realize that the chairman is incredibly important to give an overview and a kind of philosophical input into the running of the place. It's critically important, along with a director who does an administrative job. So therefore, the post is not a figurehead. The other thing I'd like to add is, I think from what I heard the young student leaders speak today, and it seems that they've gone across the board to all political parties, including the BJP, and to say, let's get a voice in parliament. They've been on strike for 50 days. That's a long time for students. And I would like to add, when Shaina says that that the government of India has the right to select a head of an institute, I have no question with that. The point is, what head? This is very definitely a political appointment, and to me it is also very cynical and very graceless. And I would like to add something more. Once is that you have the idea of a space becoming a center for excellence and a deemed university. Please be a little more careful in selecting the head of the governing council. It's incredibly important. That's what I'd like to say so far.
All right. Well, Mr. Mirza, you make the point that the appointment itself, you believe, was a very political one. And Khushbu, I think that is the point that, Rahul Gandhi latched on to today. But he also used it as an opportunity to then attack the RSS as a whole and sort of the ideology of the RSS and really clearly expanded it and made it a very, very political speech. Was that the right place to do that, Khushbu?
No, let me get a clarification here that Mr. Rahul Gandhi was invited there. A letter was sent to him, and like all the parliamentarians, the letter was sent to all the parliamentarians. I think Mr. Rahul Gandhi did the right thing of taking up the cause and going and meeting the students who have been on a strike in such a prestigious institution for the last 50 days. Today was the 50th day. If Shaina says that the government, the INB ministry did have a talk, then why is it that the talk has not culminated or the strike has come to an end? Why do the students continue to protest? The government of this country, the government of India is not ready to hear out the problems of the students. Secondly, we have very rightly seen, it is not in FTII alone, it happened in IIT Madras also, where they were trying to bring in a saffronism, try to give in a color. And it's very clear, because when you look at the alumni, when you look at the members there in the institution, it's very clear there are so many of the RSS supporters. There's ABVP spokesperson, there is Gassis, who's been the only credibility to her. She's done a video of Mr. Modi during his election campaign, and there are other people. So it's there that they are slowly trying to bring this autonomous bodies in this country under the government rule and say that we dictate terms. It's a complete dictatorship, and we dictate terms, and we tell you this is what it has to be, and if you do not agree to us, and then you're anti-national, you're anti-Hindu. And these are the statements not given by Mr. Rahul Gandhi. Anti-national, anti-Hindu, these students who are protesting against Mr. Gajendra Chauhan, these statements were given, these taglines about being anti-Hindu and anti-national were given by the BJP supporters and RSS supporters, not by the Congress. So it's not done. If the students do not want someone in that post, a government cannot be completely deaf to the demands of these students and
okay,
say
let me take what you said,
or no way, or get completely rusticated. This is what has been given to the students.
I take this to Professor Rakesh Sinha of the RSS first.
Be prepared to get rusticated.
No, so let me take this to Professor Rakesh Sinha of the RSS first, because you know, on one hand, there is an important point that Shaina made, that, you know, students don't get to choose who their principal is. But these are not children either. These are, you know, people who are, you know, studying film, and it is supposed to be an institute of excellence. And, you know, it seems like the government has turned a deaf ear to them. Except for that one meeting, 50 days they have been on strike. Does it seem a little undemocratic?
Before
after 50 days?
That, I expect that you will listen to me carefully on Rahul Gandhi's remark. I think nobody better than Rahul Gandhi knows what is mediocrity. I was a Hindu college student when he applied for St. Stephen's. He could not fill up his own forms. Everything came out in the newspapers. So Rahul Gandhi attacking RSS for mediocrity, he must understand that it is he who led the Congress decline and demise. He will lead Congress Mukta Bharat, what Narendra Modi says. It is not by Narendra Modi, it is by Rahul Gandhi. Secondly, I am coming to the Nidhi. There are two kinds of politics. One is adversarial politics, where there is a chance of, there is a space for dialogue. You are my adversary. There is a conflict, democracy based on the conflicts and dialogue. Here the politics is enmity. No, either me or you. No Gajendra Chauhan. It was not Gajendra Chauhan when 17 years, there is no convocation. The former ex-chairman is sitting here. He has to respond. Why not there is a convocation for last 17 years? Second question, is FTII not suffering from certain diseases? I call it disease. Genuine students are suffering. Students are overstaying. There is also allegations. I am not substantiating. I am saying allegation of the popularity of drugs in the hostels, overstaying of the students. And in the midst of that, the genuine students are suffering. These big signboards came in the as a chairman. They use the institution for their own sake, not for the institution. I have a broader platform. Whether Gajendra Chauhan should continue or not continue is a very small issue. In democracy, he can be removed, he can be replaced, but larger issue is that FTII should be reformed. There should be a committee to probe the last 10 years functioning of the FTII. There is a committee should probe what the Academic Council has done in the last 10 years, at least 10 years. In 1996, there was an article by Anupma Chandra. Now she is perhaps Anupma Chopra. She wrote in India Today. Then there was no BJP. There was no Gajendra Chauhan. She wrote in that article that the institution is directionless. She quoted a Polish filmmaker, Janushi. She said that students don't know what to do. No, the farmers, they are speaking about the saffronization. What is saffronization? RSS man has the right to become the chairman and the prime minister and the president of the country. We are the citizens. We are for the culture nationalism. You people can't dictate. These leftists have dominated the art and film culture. There is a clique. They want to exploit this institution. We can't allow them to exploit the institution.